Hello everybody and welcome to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events, and here it comes. There's Bill spinning. You're looking at radar. I'm recording this Wednesday, June 17th at about 8:50 in the morning, and the spin, the center circulation coming up on Dallas now. You can see there's Dallas over here. There's I-30. There's Little Rock. Tulsa up here, there's Oklahoma City, and of course Dallas. This is where it's following that track. Well, I tell you what, they're just getting inundated with heavy rain in southeast Texas as thought. The tornado threat, as again, the biggest threat is going to be flash flooding, then river flooding, then the tornado threat. But just to show you, along and east of the center, this is the area that you have to watch for any brief isolated spin-ups. But like I said, that's not a big threat, but it's there. But this is going to slowly start to creep up towards the north and then start to move towards the northeast, and it's going to move through, the center is going to move through Arkansas, northwest Arkansas, and it's along and east of that center that's going to see the heaviest rainfall. So a very well-defined circulation of this tropical depression moving through northern portions of Texas. So let's take a look at the timing of all this and how much rain we're going to expect. I'll get to that in just a second. This is high-resolution North American model, the WAR 4-kilometer, and this is simulated radar this morning. And then it's got by this afternoon, let's just go straight to 7 o'clock. This is at 7 o'clock, and it's showing areas of heavy rain. Again, this is a situation where it's western Arkansas that will be affected the greatest with this. Western and northern Arkansas, in this corridor right in here. This is the area that will be affected. Southeast Arkansas, you'll have some scattered showers, but boy, I tell you what, I think you're going to escape quite a bit of this. Worth keeping an eye on it for you, and we will. I will definitely do that, but I think this is mainly western Arkansas with flash flooding, then river flooding, and then there's that tornado threat with that. Now, at night, these systems have a tendency to lose their intensity. Now, the rain continues, but it more congeals towards where the center is located out here, which will be located in Oklahoma at that time. But there'll be some showers and thunderstorms east of it into Arkansas tonight. Notice it's western Arkansas. That's at 1 a.m. Let's go to 7 a.m. in the morning. Southern, western Arkansas. Again, look at northeastern and eastern Arkansas staying dry. The center of circulation's out here. Very heavy rain across eastern Oklahoma, and that's a concern, of course, because the Arkansas River starts to fill up and then it drains down into Arkansas. Let me look here. We're at 30 hours. Let's just go out here again. Look at what happens tomorrow afternoon, Thursday afternoon. This is 4 o'clock. You see some of these thunderstorms will produce locally heavy rainfall. Western Arkansas, a couple around central Arkansas. Do not take this literally. The placement of this can probably change and is not going to be exact, but it has a good general idea as to where all this is going to unfold. This is at 10? Yeah, 10 Thursday evening. And then going into Friday, things start to lift off towards the north and the east, and it begins to move away. So according to this one model, how much rain? Again, this is according to a model. Notice eastern and southeastern Arkansas, little, if any. It's showing a corridor here where we're picking up on those heavy thunderstorms tomorrow, a corridor here of more than 10 inches. I'm not sure if I believe that, but let's watch it. I think you can never rule it out with a tropical situation, but I'm hesitant to say right in this corridor there's going to be 10 inches of rain. But just what I want you to look at the overall picture of this. Northeastern, central, as far east as Little Rock, but I think more northern and western Arkansas, you're looking at least 2 inches of rain and possibly up to 5 or 6 inches of rain in some locations. Now, that's what the computer model is projecting. These are what we call the manual prognostications from the Weather Prediction Center. This is through the entire storm. Notice southern, southeastern Arkansas, a quarter of an inch or less. But then you move into western, northern Arkansas, right along and east of that track. It's got a bullseye here of almost 7 inches here, of almost 6 inches here, but this is 2 to 5 inches of rainfall in this portion of the state. And with all this water coming down in the Arkansas River Basin and other river basins, it's going to flow down. So, like I said, flash flooding, the obvious concern, then river flooding, and then along and east of that track, I can't rule out an isolated tornado. After that, I'm telling you, and I wish I could pull it up here, I haven't, but the heat next week looks ginormous. I think in the humidity too. Now, you put down this much water, let me go back, you put down this much water into the soil, and it's already saturated to begin with, across western northern Arkansas, it's going to be very difficult to hit 100 degrees. Now, it's going to feel like it with the humidity, but the sun's energy will go into evaporation before it goes into efficiently heating the surface. So that's why I have a hard time believing this portion of the state will hit 100 with an actual air temperature next week, but it will feel like it. However, eastern, southeastern, southern Arkansas and this portion of the state, I think it's going to get awfully close to 100 degrees because you've seen less rain, and with this system, you won't have as much in the soil, so the sun's energy will go more into heating the ground here. So I think even heat index readings are going to get to the point where heat advisories may be considered next week for that portion of the state. So let's get through Bill first, and then we're going to worry about the heat next week. Thank you so much for coming to the Arkansas Weather Blog. We are your ticket to big weather events.